Thank you, Tommy, and thank you for giving the talk. There we go, I can sit down. It's great to see so many people here. Thanks for inviting me to talk here. It's good to see in this resources industry at the moment to see so many people interested, and it is a great industry, and we're providing the resources for the modern world. So I thought I'd explain my odd accent. I think Tommy's given a little bit of it, but Sandfire Resources is really the reason that I'm here. Sandfire was a great story. It's the great junior success story. Back in the GFC at Christmas in 2008, they were down to 3 employees, not much money left in the bank, decided to go and drill an oxide gold project to get into early production, and ended up hitting one of the highest grade copper deposits recently discovered. But really that's where the fantastic story started. They intersected 5.5% copper, but then managed to get a mine in production within 3 years, so full resource drill out, feasibility, permitting, construction, and sold their first product within 3 years of the discovery hole, and now 6 years later have sold $1.5 billion worth of copper and become a significant producer in Australia. I was brought in to build up an exploration portfolio, look for the future and where to go. That success has continued. You can see there in a joint venture we've discovered the Monty deposit, even higher grade, at the moment a bit smaller, but that's holding us up well at this time when the rest of the prices are collapsing. But they invested in Tintina in 2014, and I guess I was instrumental on that. Here you can see that the Grusa is the second highest pure copper grade being produced at the moment, and we realized the benefit of high-grade copper and went looking for other high-grade deposits around. Black Butte, at 3.1% in production, would make it the 9th highest grade copper producer in the world if it was in production today. I ran into Jerry Zieg at PDAC in Toronto, the team run by Rick Van Nuysen, a great team, and they had the core, and the core's outside. Do go and have a look at it. It's an incredibly impressive piece of mineralization, and one that was closest that I'd ever seen to some of the deposits I'd worked on in Australia, like Nifty and Mount Isa. And you can see there Mount Isa at the bottom of the list, major producers of high-grade copper. The other thing to note is the Congo is the other place with high-grade copper. I've been there. I don't desperately want to spend a lot more time in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So of new developments worldwide, Black Butte would be second to the Solwara underwater deposit in PNG, where they're going to suck it at a kilometer's depth off the sea floor. Others are in the Congo. You'll see Nova Copper there. As Rick correctly points out, this is copper only. If you add all of the zinc and other credits, it's a very different chart to this. But it's interesting just on copper only, where the USA, North America, really the only projects in North America of these sorts of grades. So why is it trading at cash backing at the moment? It's a 100% owned project by Tintina. It's all on private leasehold land, private ranch land. No permitting's required through the EPA or the federally. It's got fantastic infrastructure. It's next to roads, rail, grid power, with a community which is very supportive at White Sulphur Springs, just 19 miles down the road. Visited it on a number of occasions and was incredibly impressed by that support and the group there, the keenness for everyone within White Sulphur Springs, the Marr County, to get this project. They're one of the poorest counties in the USA and very keen, an ex-forestry area. Really couldn't see any reason why this shouldn't be a mine. It's really got the lowest environmental impact of any new copper development anywhere in the world. No major infrastructure required, rolling hills, what really excited me was the potential around it. Sandfire visited it a few times. Permitting is obviously the concern, and we'll go on to that a little bit, but really came away with the understanding and belief that this can and will get permitted in a reasonable time frame. These are the two layers of copper mineralization at the Johnny Lee deposit, the upper zone and the lower zone, which is really what excites us around especially from the DeGrussa style thing, with over 6% copper in fairly limited drilling down at that depth in those potential zones. Have a look at the core outside, have a look at the style of alteration within it. Tintina's completed a PEA back in 2013. Resources of 16 million tons measured and indicated at 3.4% copper, close to a billion pounds of copper in the Johnny Lee deposit, a 11-year mine life, and producing 30,000 tons of copper a year, a significant producer. These were done at $3 copper prices, obviously, but the thing that's really exciting about all of that is the capital intensity. And again, Rick talked a little bit of that about Nova Copper. Probably too small to see, but the bottom one on there is DeGrussa. It was the lowest cost in a Goldman Sachs capital intensity review done in 2013 per ton of copper produced, but the Black Butte deposit came second after that. These very large porphyry high capital productions are difficult to do. They need a very different style of company to do it, and smaller high grade profitable mines at lower capex are something that's very exciting. So where are we? We're close to submitting a mine operating permit to the Montana Department of Environmental Quality, the DEQ. That's a fairly comprehensive document that we've been working on over the last year, based through detailed metallurgy and mining studies. It'll turn out to be a great big thick document that the DEQ then have what we estimate a 2-year process to complete an EIS and give us a record of decision to go ahead with the mining. So we're working hard on that at the moment, hoping to submit fairly shortly, and we're also working on the hearts and minds of Montana to try and persuade and teach Montana about modern mining. We've gone above and beyond on many things. We're looking at doing cemented paste tails, for instance, so we don't have a water-filled tails facility. And that sort of extra thing, because of the grade we can do, and really we believe it is one of the best developments in the world at the moment. And we're starting to get that story around. We're having many open days, people visit, and people are understanding that. So that 2-year process will complete a feasibility towards the end when we can see that permitting happening, and then a couple of years in construction, and we're hoping to be mining in 2020, depending on feasibility, financing, and any challenges. But it's the upside. It's the upside that really excites me. Those boxes are square miles. The red are outcropping gossans on the surface. 2 deposits have been found so far, the Johnny Lee and the Lowry, but there's a 20-kilometer zone of outcropping pyrite. Those systems are similar size to the Mount Isa-style pyrite system, and we've just got to find more copper within it. We hold the majority of the belt under tenement, and we'll be looking to target that. So just coming to the corporate overview, there you see Sandfire Resources, 36%, 2 other major strong supporting investors in Quantum Partners and Electrum out of New York, an excellent team on the ground, and really poised to get this deposit and district up into production. So we're here to develop a high-grade copper mine. Sorry, I probably missed the cash there. End July, we had $10 million Canadian in the bank. We're committed to doing it right. We're going to bring a a positive impact to Montana and the community with jobs and improvements in the environment, and we believe that this will be a major American copper company that will generate substantial returns for all of our shareholders. Thank you.